So, we are now on Dantooine, Jedi Enclave. Apparently we're the only ship here. Let's have a look around. Oh yes, and of course we're meant to be meeting with the Jedi Council, so let's get that done as well.
You there, Padawan. Why are you not wearing the customary robes of the Jedi? Do you mock the honored traditions of our order? Bastila. I have heard of her. They say she has already mastered the art of battle meditation. Remarkable in one so young. Though I've heard she has a foolish pride in her own talents. But as for you, you claim you are not a Padawan? I find this hard to believe. The Force is strong within you. I can feel its presence. If this is some type of jest, it is in very poor taste. The Jedi Order is not a subject for jokes. Please forgive the abruptness with which I first greeted you. It was harsh and perhaps unfair. My master often warns me that I must learn to control my emotions. I see I have much left to learn. I wish you a pleasant stay here on Dantooine. May the Force be with you.
Someone actually willing to admit a mistake. How rare.
Ah, so you are the one who rescued Bastila. It is appropriate you are here. We have been discussing your rather special case. I am Jar, a member of the Jedi Council. With me are Master Vrook, Master Vandar, and of course the chronicler of our academy, Master Dorak. Padawan Bastila, I am sure you are already familiar with.
Yes, so bit of sass there. Let's go this one.
Yes, the High Council of the Jedi Order is on Coruscant, but we are the council in charge of the training facility here on Dantooine.
Cue Soviet anthem in the background here. And no, I'm not actually going to edit that in because YouTube's copyright system is bad enough with Star Wars music. I'm not putting the Soviet Union, sorry's anthem in there.
Bastila tells us you are strong in the Force. We are considering you for Jedi training.
Master Jar speaks out of turn, perhaps. We need indisputable proof of your strong affinity to the Force before we would even consider accepting you for training.
Proof? Surely the entire Council can feel the strength of the Force within this man. And I've already related to you the events that took place on Terrace.
Perhaps it was simple luck.
We both know there is no luck. There is only the Force. We all feel the power in Bastila's companion, though it is wild and untamed. Now that this power has begun to manifest itself, can we safely ignore it?
The Jedi training is long and difficult, even when working with a young and open mind. Teaching a child is hard. How much harder will it be for an adult to learn the ways of the Jedi?
Traditionally, the Jedi do not accept adults for training, though there are rare exceptions in the history of our order. But you are a special case.
I agree with Master Dorak. Many of our own pupils are leaving the Jedi Order to follow the Sith teachings. We need recruits to stand against Malak. With Revan dead...
Are you certain Revan is truly dead? What if we undertake to train this one and the Dark Lord should return?
We should discuss this matter more fully in private. Bastila, you and your companion must go. This is a matter for the Council alone.
As you wish, Master Vandar. We shall return to the Ebon Hawk and leave you to your deliberations.
Now again, please note the perspective I'm seeing this from.
The dark side is strong in this place. I can feel its power. Is this wise? The ancient Jedi sealed this archway. If we pass beyond this door, we can never go back. The Order will surely banish us. Are the secrets of the Star Forge so valuable? Can its power truly be worth the risk?
This morning's getting stranger by the minute. First Bastila comes out looking like she saw a ghost, and now you. Well, Bastila did mention that you should go to the council chambers before she left. It's no doubt urgent, so you shouldn't keep them waiting. No, she didn't. She didn't seem well, as I recall, and for that matter, neither do you. Are you all right? You got it.
So we'll take Garth. Take the droid as well. Let's knock his intelligence up one. Gives her an extra skill point to work with. Like gives her an extra skill point to work with each level up as well. And get his last dual weapon fighting feat. Yeah, I need to take the, actually no, mission can I use light, so I'll give her that. Yeah, he's already got that, so that's no use to him. I think mission needs that one, actually.
Yes, what's on your mind? I thought I said I don't want to talk about it anymore. Not particularly. I guess it wouldn't hurt exactly either, though I don't know why you're so interested. When I think of all the men who betrayed us, the one that stands out above all of them is the one that I respected the most. Saul. With good reason. Admiral Saul Kareth is the commander of the entire Sith fleet. He's half the reason Malak has done so well in the war. Saul was my commanding officer back when the Mandalorian Wars first began. He taught me everything about being a soldier, and I looked up to him. Saul approached me before he left. He talked to me about how the Republic was on the losing side and about how I should start thinking of my survival. I know now that he was trying to recruit me into the Sith, but I couldn't have conceived of it back then. I argued with him and he got angry and he left. I never saw him again. Saul was my mentor. He led us to so many victories against the Mandalorians. I mean, even when things looked to be at their worst, I couldn't conceive of it. He couldn't be serious. I was wrong, of course. He not only left us for the Sith, he gave them the codes to bypass our scanners. I remember waking up as the first of the Sith bombers snuck past our defenses and began destroying half of our docked ships. I knew right away what had happened. I mean, I could have stopped him. I could have stopped it all. I don't know, maybe. He might have killed me if I tried, or I might have killed him. I was stupid, however, and I let him go. No, I fought Saul for years now, and if I ever catch up to him, he will regret what he's done. He will regret it. No, it's not. But I don't want to talk about it right now. Let's go.
Yeah, more there. Hey, let's go see what that vision was all about.
Bastila has told us of a most unusual development. She claims you and she have shared a dream. A vision of Malak and Revan in the ancient ruins here on Dantooine.
These ruins have long been known to us, but we believe them to be merely burial mounds. Perhaps they're more than we first suspected, if Revan and Malak found something there.
Bastila has described this shared dream to the Council in great detail. We feel it is more than a dream. It is a vision. The Force is acting through you, as it acts through Bastila.
You and Bastila share a powerful connection to the Force, and each other. This is not unheard of. Connections often form between master and student, but rarely does a bond develop so quickly.
Whatever dangers may lie ahead, we cannot ignore the destiny that has brought you and Bastila here to us, together. You and she are linked, as is your fate to hers. Together, you two may be able to stop Darth Malak and the Sith.
But do not let your head be filled with visions of glory and power. Such thoughts are the path to the dark side. The way of the light is long and difficult, as you must learn. Are you ready for such hardship?
Understand that there is little choice in this matter, for you or us. Across the galaxy, the numbers of our order dwindle. We have sent many Jedi in quest of a way to thwart Malak's advance. Many have not returned. The Sith hunt the Jedi down like animals, ambushing and assassinating our brothers wherever they are found. We fear it is only a matter of time until they discover even this hidden refuge.
What do you mean hidden?
Other Jedi
We've
have
just seen
fallen
Malak
from the
and
light and embrace the
Revan were
dark
on
side,
this planet in
giving
those
their
ruins. Surely they
allegiance
know
to
you're
the
here.
Sith and Malak, their Dark Lord. Perhaps our hope lies in the dream you and Bastila shared. The Council has come to the conclusion that you and Bastila must investigate the ancient ruins you dreamed of.
Perhaps there you will find some clue, some explanation of how Revan and Malak were corrupted. And perhaps there you shall find a way to stop them.
The Force flows through you like no student we have ever seen. But you are willful and headstrong, a dangerous combination.
Before we send you to investigate the ruins, you must be trained in the ways of the Jedi, so that you can resist the darkness within yourself, within all of us. Otherwise, you are doomed to fail.
We must begin your training at once. You have a destiny upon you that you must be prepared to face. The entire fate of the galaxy is upon you.
I can only hope you will prove up to the task.
The path you have chosen to walk is difficult.
Cue training montage.
Intensive training will prepare you physically for the demands of the Order. Meditation will teach you to channel the power of the Force. To truly understand the way of the Jedi, you must open your mind to knowledge. Seek wisdom in the teachings of the great masters of our Order. A Jedi is never alone. Others in the Order will always stand by you. You and Bastila share a special bond. Do not be afraid to turn to her when you need help in your training. The way of the Jedi is difficult. It requires great discipline. Yet even though you are a mere apprentice, your potential is unlimited, and your progress amazing. In all my years, I have never seen one who has mastered the initial training so quickly. You have done in weeks what many cannot do in years. I am honored to welcome you fully into the Jedi Order. Soon your apprenticeship will end, and you will be granted the title of Padawan, the lowest rank of those within the Jedi Order. Yet first you must prove yourself worthy. In the traditions and customs of our Order, as handed down from master to pupil for 1,000 generations, you must successfully complete 3 tests before you earn your place among the Jedi. These tests will see if you have truly mastered the training you have been given, both mental and physical. Upon completing these tests, you will pass from apprentice to Padawan, and join in the ranks of the Jedi. First, I will test your knowledge of the Jedi Code. These tenets must always guide your actions. In everything you do, you must always be conscious of their wisdom. You must prove you have a Jedi's understanding of the Code. Return when you feel you are ready for this challenge.
Okay, inventory cleared out. Okay, Derek's isn't upgradable. Well, it was. These are the classes, statistical comparison. As you can see, the Sentinel is in the middle, Guardian is more physical, Consul is more force. Now. Yes, I don't remember where I look up the Jedi Code. Did I do it off memory?
Greetings, my young pupil. Soon your apprenticeship will end, and you will in the traditions and customs of our order. As these tests will see if you... First, you must now prove you have a Jedi's understanding of the code by completing these fundamental precepts of our order. There is no emotion. That is not.
No,
there is
wrong one.
Return.
See,
Greetings,
it doesn't
my young
default
pupil.
by default give you something. It makes you go
Progress
look for
has
that,
been
and this is
most
something you should have been
remarkable
given
so far.
probably fairly
Are you
early
here
on
to
in your
continue
bloody
your-
training.
Soon, in the tradition, there is no emotion. That is not. There Greetings.
So long as I play what did.
Soon, in the there is no ignorance. There is no passion. There is no chaos. There is no death. You have learned your study, but first you must pass the lightsaber. The blade is and
I'm just skipping through all that because it is boring and completely irrelevant. And we're about to get on something that really bugs me.
You have come, young apprentice, at Master Zar's bidding. He sees great promise in you, as do I. The time has come for you to choose the color of your lightsaber. This color also reflects your demeanor and position within the Order. Blue is the color of the Jedi Guardian. This Jedi battles against the forces of evil and the dark side. They focus more on combat training and use of the lightsaber. Yellow is the color of the Jedi Sentinel. This Jedi ferrets out deceit and injustice, bringing it to light. They focus less on combat and more on other skills and abilities. Green is the color of the Jedi Consular. This Jedi seeks to bring balance to the universe. They mediate between other groups, using their powers to end conflict and preserve peace. Indeed, we shall see. I will now ask you questions, and your responses will indicate which class you lean most towards. A woman and her small child are beset by a desperate-looking group of thugs. They're menacing her with weapons, and she screams to you for help. What do? Indeed. Very well. On to the next question. You are in combat with a dark Jedi allied with the Sith. There is a pause in the combat. What do? Yes, I suspected as much. Now for the next question. There is a locked door, and your goal lies on the other side. What do? I am beginning to see a pattern here, apprentice. I have a feeling about what you would be best at. But first, the final question. You are the head of an enclave on a contested world. The Dark Jedi have infiltrated and are causing unrest across the planet. What do? Yes, I thought as much. As I suspected, you would be most suitable as a Jedi Sentinel. Which color and path do you believe yourself most suited to, apprentice? Here is a yellow crystal for your lightsaber.
Now,
go speak to Master
that
Jar
takes too long.
again, and he will instruct you in how
you
to
ask me
construct
what I
it.
want twice and then give me something that can very clearly be gamed to get what you want anyway. So what's the point? I can just game the answers, or I can just let me choose. Get that up to 8 because that's now a class skill. Max out my 2 weapon fighting. And we'll take heal. And throw lightsaber. T3 leveled up. They give it more durable. And now I have my force bar as well. And here comes the next problem I have.
Ah, good. Now that you have selected your crystal, we shall begin the construction of your lightsaber.
I get no choice in what saber I'm building, so I spec myself into two-handed weapon fighting here. And yet, it will make me a single-handed saber. I get no say in that. I can't go for a double-bladed saber like Bastard's using, and I can't go for 2 one-handed sabers. It makes you do a single saber. There is no choice. There's no choice there at all. Means if I want to continue to dual wield, I have to do this, which just looks bloody silly in my opinion.
You have done extremely well in constructing your lightsaber, apprentice. Your crystal seems to have been set perfectly. It is rare indeed for that to happen the first time one constructs their lightsaber. These crystals are very rare, found only in certain caves strong in the Force. By adding crystals to your lightsaber, you can alter or enhance its properties. There have even been unconfirmed rumors of certain Force-sensitive caves here on Dantooine that may hold these crystals. Your lightsaber identifies you as a member of the Jedi Order. With such recognition comes honor and respect, and the attentions of dangerous enemies. The Sith and Dark Jedi will seek to destroy you, apprentice. And you must prove yourself worthy in battle against a foe who also wields a lightsaber. Are you ready to face the final challenge, apprentice? For every Jedi, the threat of the dark side is always present. You must truly understand this before you are accepted into the Order. You must see the corruption of the dark side for yourself. Even here on Dantooine, there are places where the dark side holds sway, twisting and tainting nature itself. The ancient grove, once used for deep meditation by the Jedi, is now tainted. A wave of darkness perverts the region around it. The Kathhounds in the area have become savage and ruthless. They have become a threat to the settlers, a threat the Jedi have promised to stop. The Kathhounds are but a symptom of the true problem. You must journey into the grove and confront the true source of the darkness. That is your task. I can say no more. Some things you must see for yourself. None of the other Jedi at the Academy are permitted to help you in this task. But remember this, my young apprentice. A Jedi acts with patience and care, and those on the dark path are not always lost forever. The dark side still taints the ancient grove. Your lessons cannot continue until the spreading corruption of the dark side has been stopped. This is your task, apprentice. May the Force be with you.
Right. Party change. Move T3, and we'll take Canderous and Carthage for this. Gives more strength, even though he's not using melee. Going to improve toughness. Head out.
The council has decreed.
That's just stupid. Let me speak to the droid to get out.
It is good sometimes to stop and reflect on the beauty of nature and the Force. I am sorry. I tend to get carried away. I do not believe we have met, apprentice. My name is Nemo. Is there something I can help you with? Very well. What is it you wish to know? Ah, you can find 2 stores here at the Enclave. Aerotech has opened both a general supply store and a droid facility, and I think you will find their products quite good. The supply store is run by a Twi'lek named Kratos Yorkel, a talkative being with a big chip on his shoulder, but generous despite that. The droid repair facility is managed by Carol Carr, a bit brusque perhaps, but a good being nonetheless. We have shared many a game of Bazak in the small hours of the morning. Is there something else I can help you with? I hope you're...
Greetings, friend. I think I can safely assume you are a member of the Jedi Order. Has the Council agreed to hear our petition? Oh, I'm sorry. I was mistaken. Does the Council require our presence? Oh, I see. I am mistaken. How may I be of assistance? My name is Gar. Me and my fine wife, Rilke, here...
A pleasure.
...live on one of the northern farms. But the Kath Hounds and the Mandalorian problem has been getting really bad of late, and we're here to ask the Jedi Council to help. Recently, the Kath Hounds have been acting much more aggressively. They've even attacked some of the settlers. Those Mandalorian raiders have been milking the outlying farms dry, too. I hear John got hit really bad. Too bad about his daughter.
He should have been protecting her better if he wanted to keep her.
Mandalorian beast. Some of us don't like fighting and killing and butchering as much as you. I'm not sure exactly what the Council will do about it, but we need some help with this. I only hope they'll listen to me. Is there anything else you require? Farewell, then. May the Force be with you. Is that how it goes? Yes. May the Force be with you.
Are you a Jedi? How long can you people continue to sit by and claim you protect us? Protectors? Ha! You sit in your enclave safe from the Mandalorians while we suffer. Those Mandalorian brutes have killed my daughter.
You should have protected her better. And you call yourself her father.
And what am I supposed to do against a dozen Mandalorians and Duros? Nothing. There was nothing I could do. They came to our land demanding our livelihood. But Ilsa, my Ilsa, said no. There was nothing I could do. Too many of the Mandalorians and their Duros allies. I've come here to ask you, please, Master Jedi, stop these raiders and get revenge for my daughter. I will give you all I have. Just please, annihilate them from the face of this planet.
No, Dantooine's apparently picked up a bit of a Mandalorian problem, as we can see.
La boda ni winkis maktoma, wana kun bes chingpa marulira. Kuya mi just kuna chitanai. Yina kun ba marulira rachikun, slimo patona, uba patu kochi. Tong nongbong shang nungyang. Tong yatuka ulwan kinkuna ba murira rachikun. Mucha shakpanpa. La boda ni uba patu kochi. naboda ni winkisma.
And just settlers so we can ignore them.
Greetings, young Jedi. I wonder if you could assist me. I seem to have lost my companion, you see? We were working on my farm to the north of here. I was working in the garden outside, and he was working inside. I heard the door to the house open, but not close. I went to see and found it wide open. I searched everywhere and could not find him. I worry so much. I need him back so badly. I wonder if he... Could he have been kidnapped? Maybe it was the Mandalorians. Or maybe Kathhounds. But no, Kathhounds are not intelligent enough to open doors. Although they have been more vicious lately. No. It must have been someone who could open the door by himself. Come to think of it, the door was locked. No. The door was undamaged and showed no signs of tampering. Well, yes, it could have. But he had no reason to run away. His programming... Well, yes, he is a droid, but he is very valuable to me all the same. He's the last piece of my poor passed-away husband that I have left. He is very dear to me, my precious is. I don't know what I'd do without him. He's the only companionship I have on all of Dantooine. He is a personal assistance droid. My husband was a genius at constructing droids. He made this one capable of taking care of me for the rest of my life. As the last legacy of my husband, for my own personal ease of mind, I need him back. His absence gnaws at me like a gaping wound.
Wow, she really misses her droid, doesn't she?
Please, I beg of you, return my droid to me. Thank you. Thank you, Master Jedi. If you find him, please send him home to me. I need him so much.
It's unlocked like, when using one lightsaber and one sword.
You asked for this!
Those are Kathhounds. Basically they're wolves. Unfortunately, since I'm not a guardian, I don't have a forced jump to initiate combat.
This is what I live.
As you can see, Carlton can just shoot through things at range quite quickly.
How'd you like that?
As I've only got one level in as a Jedi, my force points are a bit low. Right now, see, I only got up to 49. Well, I did interact with the give me them, but I'm sensible, so they're fairly low still. Yeah, I shouldn't have rolled that thing.
How'd you like that? Oh, this is fun.
Down you go! Situation as well. Okay, there we go. A lot of aggressive calf hounds to clear out. That one slept through the entire thing somehow. Yeah. So these are the ruins we need to investigate, but obviously we can't do that then. Do that now even. So head to the zone transition. And down I go.
Ready.
And I'm not getting up because someone
Time to rumble.
aggroed over there. Oh, for God's sake, Gandros. Seriously? Huh?
Down you go!
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, what do you want? You want to hear tales of my exploits? Of the wars I've seen and fought, the enemies I've seen die by my hand? Sure, I'll humor you. My name's Canderous, of the Mandalorian clan Ordo. I've been fighting across the galaxy for 40 of your years. For my people, it is the honor and glory of battle that rules us. It's through combat that we prove our worth, gain renown, and make our fortunes. Times have changed now. The Mandalore clans have been scattered across the Outer Rim. The Republic is in decline, and the Sith Empire rises to take its place. The clans as they were aren't a threat, but the galaxy still fears us. People think we war out of spite or bloodlust. They don't understand, and fear that. We only wanted the challenge of the battle, and glory from it, win or lose. And we lost. But now I have no real challenges. Crushing Davik's enemies and the pathetic gangs in the lower city of Taris could not be considered the most glorious of tasks. When I think of the battles I've fought, the thousands I've killed, the worlds I've burned, I weep for my past. We will never again speak of this. We've got work to do, so let's get to it.
Yeah, pleasant guy, Canderous.
Achuta, wonga kun bistolpi kikoyana, dong patugas mak ronda di hotonga kun honkabi, wana kun bez chika chikun ida hodonga, yiking kuno bamul. Jeda badawana ni dibobo, dong nabungsha nununya, dong patukas mak talea, muchashak pakat. Kieno no namapaole rachikun. Kachikun ida hodonga. Iking kuno bamule rachikun. Slimo achuta. Wonga kun bistolpik. Jeda badawana ni dibobo. Dong nabungsha nununya. Muchashak pakat. Kieno no namapaole.
All those advanced med packs. Get rid of both of those. Get rid of that. Get rid of one of those, get rid of that blast pistol. Cop up some med packs. So, look at that, 7,000. 8,000 for that. There's a lot of expensive stuff in there. And of all the ship. So actually, before we continue, let's do some rounds quickly. I forget. No, I'm still to party selection here.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was thinking about Terrace. I still can't believe it's gone. I mean, I grew up there and now it's just gone. I don't really think there's anything you can say. I just have to find some way to deal with it, I guess. It'll take some time. Look, I'm not saying I can't go on or anything like that. It's a shock, you know? I mean, I knew the Sith were evil and all, but the reality of it kind of slaps you in the face. But I suppose that's why we need to stop Malik, right? The more time I spend dwelling on Terrace, the more chance some other planet will get wiped out. I guess that's what it comes down to. So don't worry about me. I'll be okay. And if you need my help against Malik or the Sith, I'll be there for you.
Okay, so just chat with mission. Let's take her and Calf this time. Let's make it a bit more durable. Let's upgrade her ability to shoot. Give her the upgradable armor. Derek's visor. Calf can then have those. And then we can go back to where we were.
You'll pay!
How'd you like that?
Yeah. Anything else out here that looks interesting? Not really. Is it further south? Oh, that might have been the best idea.
You asked for this! Down you go! How'd you like that?
You'll pay!
Okay. And this is the corrupted grove we need to clear out. So just going to do a quick save. Now, assuming I've edited this correctly, you're not going to have noticed, but I actually started the fight that's over there and had a crash midway through. However, based on how it was going, I think I need to do a bit more levelling before I go anywhere near it. So we're going to go and deal with some other things around here first.
Take that!
Uh-huh.
Now we're going to top everyone's health up.
What?
The mission is going to be a sneaky bastard. For us.
No one's gonna see this mission.
I'm going to show you other interesting things you can do with stealth generators and mines. Mouse is being a bit silly.
Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt.
No, I need to. I need to target that Mandalorian now. I need to target the Mandalorian, but it keeps aggroing. It keeps jumping me to the mine targeting. Okay. For petty sake. One of the annoying things is target selection in this. It keeps going to the first thing in my view, which is the... There we go. Oh, give me the fucking targeting. Yeah, that is what annoys me. There's no proper... The targeting system in this is a pain in the neck. What I want is to shoot one of them from an angle that's going to make them all charge towards me and run through the mine. No, don't target the fucking mine. See, I'm selecting him, and then it keeps changing target because it doesn't have a sufficient... The target lock system is horrible. There we go. Turn solo mode off. And despite the fact I've turned solo mode off, they haven't aggroed for some unknown reason.
Ready? Time to rumble.
And then the mission because the fucking aggro didn't work. The plan was, mission aggroed them, got them all to run through the mines, and then we jumped on them back here. And as you see, Calf and my guy didn't bloody aggro properly.
Huh?
Yes?
What?
Can't get them to come forward. You see, for some reason...
What?
No, stop! Ah.
Sure.
Combat system could really have been improved.
Yes?
Here! Here! Here!
Thank you for saving me, Master Jedi. I am C842, a personal assistant droid. As I said, I am C842, a personal assistant droid. Although in recent months, the assistance I render seems to have taken on a disproportionate significance. Did she send you to find me? Please do not tell her you saw me. Yes, but I have my reasons. I'm afraid my owner became a bit too attached to me. Obsessed, even. She tried to treat me as her dead husband. It was not healthy for her. She is obsessed. She rarely sees other people, and appears to be fixated on me as her husband. She was becoming more and more insular. I thought it best that I leave. She may meet other real people this way. In fact, that was the reason I came here and sought out those cat hounds. I think it would be best if I were no longer a factor. She would meet new people, living people. Please, will you destroy me?
Now, you see, I have the problem with just destroying him outright. You see, the problem is she can't really be rehabilitated. The problem is, if you destroy the droid, if she's that obsessed, the trauma might make her go off the deep end even further. Likewise, if she's still searching for him, that's not going to work either, but she's going to have to search. And I have an issue with just destroying the droid that's clearly trying to help its owner. So surely, the logical answer will be, you need to go back and you need to speak, you need to push her yourself. But I don't have that option here.
You're right. How could I be so selfish? I must not think only of myself, but of how it affects her. She must be frantic. And if she lost me,
Yeah, so
she'd be devastated. I must return then. It is my duty.
as you can see, there's basically a dead end. The only other thing over there is the cave, which we'll be going in a sec, because as we were told earlier, there are caves with the crystals for lightsabers around here, and I'm going to get one of those. Now fortunately I'm going with a double bladed, so I only need a single colour crystal to swap out when I get my hands on an actual double bladed saber. If I was going for two one-handed, I'd need to get a second colour crystal or use the one that's in there, which, since I most likely have to take it off a Sith, will be orange, red or purple, which, again, depending on what you're playing, you might not want. I mean, you might want purple, you might want orange, but you probably don't want red if you're not playing dark.
You asked for this!
Really need to use concussion grenades in general. One of the things I've always been bad at using grenades.
Time to rumble! How'd you like that? Down you go!
Here we go. You can smash the eggs. To do that. Yes, they're not surprised, but they're not there for that, is their nature. Oh, and they took our Mandalorian. Now, the annoying thing here is it doesn't tell me which ones I've received. I have to go through the inventory later and check. I think that's all of them. Yeah, so that's all of them. Can't fast travel from here, can I? Oh yes, I can travel from here. So let's go back to the Ebon Hawk. You see your blue and a green crystal there. This one and this one I've got. Upgrade my saber. That's fully upgraded. Can't have an upgrade for that. No upgrades for those. Upgrade Candace's blaster. I mean, no one's using this, so I'm going to strip those two out and slap them in Candace's. Let's take Zalbar, Candace this time. See, that's how good this one is. 3 to 13 is something I picked up much earlier on, plus one attack modifier. Whereas this is why I just lose off the Mandalorian. 2 to 16. So yeah, upper end of 3, but the base is one lower. Oh no, I need to level that bar up. Make it a bit more dodging for the Wookiee. So, how do I resource package now where I've got the cardio, yeah. And back to the cave. And the respawn on the calf hounds. It looks like you've got a much more extensive Mandalorian setup there. I think I might have accidentally done some of this out of order, so we're going to head back up and clear up some other things.
Oh, this is fun.
And there we have the boss. Oh well, maybe medpack yourself. There's one of my problems with the AI, they don't medpack themselves.
Yes? Yeah?
Oh great, I got myself. Well, that didn't go quite to plan, did it?
Sure.
Turn it back. Get the heal. And of course, immediately. I'll do a quick save here just in case. This is something that's important later. And this bit, so do I have my party selection option? Yeah. Change of plan, I do want... Yeah, swap Zalbar out for mission, but I want mission for this, so I think I've had it already.
Achuta, Wonga kun bistolpi kikoyana. Dong. Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking bag. Muchashak pakat. Kiye no namapaole rachikun. Ta kung just miki grabelmogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Tolbabank wale oganda naru chuchut. Mogesha ponka bola. Jeda badawana nidi bobo. Dong na bungsha nunya. Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Ka chikun ita hodonga. Yiking kuno pamulera.
Now, notice how he's read it here. He already knows what's happening. He's already worked it out.
Tong haitwam jiji jum lumpa. Nita poe tikito. Dolpa da bonkwale o gandona chuchut. Kachi chu ita dundonga. Yumalita kuto. Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukune mulerabes. Kachi kun ita hodonga. Yiking kuno pa mulerachi kun. Slimo podona rundi hodunga ku hunkabe. Runda di hodonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule. Kachi kun ita hodonga. Yiking kuno pa mulerachi kun. Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule. Kachi kun ita hodonga. Yiking kuno pa mulerachi. Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule. Tunki. Muchashak pakat.
Another Jedi, huh? Helping that Twi'lek investigate, no doubt. He seems stumped. I'm Rickard Lusoff. Maybe you can figure this out and let me get out of here. Well, I was out hunting Iriaz when I spotted one over here by the bridge. I pull out my rifle and aim at it. I couldn't see it that well, mind you, because the damn sun was in my eyes. So I shoot it and it drops. I walk over here and find Handon standing over Calder's body. So why don't you get this whole farce over with and send that whiner Handon to the prison he belongs in?
So, have you noticed the error in what he said there? We've just been told it was cloud covered, and he's complaining there was sun in his eyes. Somewhat difficult if there's cloud cover.
Ah, greetings. You must be assisting Master Baluk in his investigation. I'm Handon Gould. Perhaps you've heard of me? Well, I presume you wish to hear my story, then. I shall tell you, of course, but there's not much to it. I'm sure that you'll agree that Rickard is quite obviously guilty of murder. You see, I was out here running earlier today. Yes, running. I do that a lot. Can't stand speeders, never use them. Keeps me in shape, too, you know. Anyway, I was out running on the other side of that bridge there, when all of a sudden I heard a shot coming from over here. I ran over and found this man Calder lying on the ground, dead. And I saw Rickard come skulking out of the shadows of the rocks south of the river, and I knew something was wrong. I hit my emergency button and called the Enclave right away. Well, there. That's my story. Now, please hurry this up and arrest Rickard so I can get on with my day.
Greetings, apprentice. You must be the one Master Baluk has enlisted to help him with this problem. I am an information retrieval droid. I can assist you by accessing the records of both the Jedi Enclave and the central government facilities here in Dantooine. If you have any need of my services, please do not hesitate to talk to me. I have already retrieved some information from the archives on Calder Netic, Rickard Lusoff, and Handon Gould. I have also had time to examine the body of Mr. Netic. Is there any information you require? My preliminary analysis of the body indicates that he was killed approximately 3 hours ago by a single energy blast to the torso. Is there any other information you need? Very well. I will be here to assist you.
Akupa che kupa. Ronda di hotonga kun hunkabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunotek. Tugning chatukunde mulerabes. Takum just takmiki grabulmogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Tolbabank wale oganda naru chuchedo badwana nidibobo. Tong na bungsha nununya. Tong patukasmak tong haitwam jiji lumpa. Nita poe tikito. Tolpa da bonkwale o gandona chuchut. Kachi chu ita dundonga. Yumalita kuto. Muchashat pakat. Kiye no namapaoli. Hakupa che kupa. Gino mulera kenpaija. Kislimu podwama. Tong haitwam jiji lumpa. Nita poe tikito. Tolpa da bonkwale o gandona chuchut. Takum just takmiki grabulmogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Kachikun ita hodonga. Iking kuno pa mulera chikun. Slimo podona rundi hodunga ku. Muchashat pakat.
How can I be of further assistance? I knew him a little bit, but I was not any sort of great friend to him or anything. I never really associated with him that much. In truth, I didn't really want to. He had a reputation. Very inconsiderate of family, I heard. But merely having heard unkind things about someone wouldn't make me want to kill him. Of course, of course. Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
So, what do you want to know? Yeah, I knew him. Hell, we've known each other for a good long time. Doesn't mean I really have to have liked the slimeball. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on him. Especially now that he's dead. We actually got along pretty well most of the time. We just had our differences. We were actually business partners. We were involved in some orbit-to-ground transport operations for Aerotech. Can I leave now? I should probably be the one to give the news to his wife. Right.
Is there any other information you need? The Southwood Speeder rental business has records that over the past several weeks, a speeder had been rented by Mr. Nettic and Mr. Gould. Is there any other information you need? According to the municipal authorities near the Garang spaceport, there had been news of violent drunken activity in a cantina attached to the port. Apparently, a Mr. R. Lusoff was making accusations at a Mr. C. Nettic about cheating him in a business deal. Jedi Tuka was dispatched to the scene and restored order. Is there any other information you need? Very well. I will be here to assist you.
How can I be of further assistance? But I realize this must seem like a motive to you, but I assure you it isn't. I dislike Calder, true. I would punch his face in, given the opportunity, but I would not kill him. My wife was cheating on me with him. I slept in my own bed while I was in the next room. But, as much as I may hate him for that, I could not kill him. It may have been my own fault for driving my wife away. I must try not to take the law into my own hands. I was just out running, trying to clear my head for the divorce proceedings, not stalking him to kill him. Running is not a crime.
Notice his turns of phrase there. I must try not to take the law into my own hands. And who said he was out here stalking him? I didn't.
Of course, of course. Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
So, what do you want to know? Now, I don't love Calder, but we go back a long way. We run a suborbital shipping and transport company out of Garang Spaceport. We've been partners in that business for well over 20 years, and we've been doing just fine the way we are. Right.
Hakupa? Ronda di hotonga kun hunkabi. Wanakun bez ching palamule tunking ba nunota ka chikun ita hodonga yiking kuno ba mule runda di hodonga kun hunkabi Wanakun bez ching.
You see, technically the answer is both lying, but you need to have Handon as he's the one who lied without knowing him entirely.
Gino mulera ken paija slimo podwama. Ta kumjus tak miki grabul mogo. Kachichu ita bondunga. Tolbabank wale oganda naru chuchut. Mogesha ponka bola wana chikne. Ka chikun ita hodonga. Yiking kuno muchushat bakant.
Right. Try not to run into Candace.
So, what do you want to know? That blaster? Never seen it before. Calder himself had a preference for Echani weaponry. He had this one really nice light blaster rifle that he always used. Always wished I could get myself a rifle like the one he had.
Echanis make delicate weapons with too little firepower. Lightweight stuff, if you ask me.
That blaster ain't it, though.
Of course, the
Calder only
Mandalorian
had
had
one
something to
rifle,
say on
too,
that.
So he either must have borrowed that, or it's someone else's. Right.
How can I be of further assistance? That blaster was stolen from my house last week. I never knew what happened to it. I hardly have enough money to afford a single blaster, let alone another. I can't tell you how important it is to have a weapon on hand with all these ravenous calf hounds around. Even an Irias can take a man down if it gets in the mood. Every settler has a weapon. It's our most prized possession. I would most appreciate it if I could have that back after you determine that Rickard is the killer. How can I be of further assistance? Injured? No, of course not. Why would I have been? Fit as a bantha. I run. I don't know if I mentioned that. Of course, of course. Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
So, he was apparently out here running unarmed because someone stole his blaster last week. Despite the fact that that's incredibly dangerous because of the calf hounds and even the herbivores, the Irias. And yet his weapon is conveniently found by the murder victim's body. And the other guy does say he shot at something. Let's have a look, shall we? What the droid has to say.
Is there any other information you need? I am sorry, but I seem to be failing you. I have searched and searched, but I cannot seem to come up with anything at all. I thought to find the record of the missing weapon report Mr. Gould filed with the authorities, but there does not seem to be one. Is there any other information you need?
So, let me get this straight. He had his most prized possession stolen and he didn't file a police report. Yeah. Why do I get the feeling he might be lying to us?
We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong to Calder. Is there any other information you need? Very well. I will be here to assist you.
Runda di hodonga kun hunkabi. Ka chikun ita hodonga. Yiking kuno ba mulera chikun. Slimo pot muchushat bakant.
Okay, so the weapon had blood on it as well. Let's see who's that belonged to.
Is there any other information? I have just received back an analysis of a sample of the blood found on the weapon. It had been sent back to the Enclave just before you arrived. The blood on the weapon is definitely not Calder's. Unfortunately, there was a bacterial contaminant in the sample that had been taken back to the laboratory, and it had become degraded. We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong to Calder. Is there any other information you need? Very well. I will be here to assist.
So, this guy is found standing over the body, which has his blast rifle next to it, with blood that's not the victim's on it. This guy, meanwhile, says he shot at something that he claims he thinks was a herbivore that he was hunting. So, logical conclusion is, this guy has stalked the guy, has stalked Calder, murdered him for sleeping his wife, while he's standing over the body. Ricard has shot him. He's dropped his weapon and his blood has dripped onto it. And he's hit his emergency button, trying to hoping he can convince us that this guy's killed him. That's the logical conclusion, is it not?
Hakupa Chekopa? Gino Molera Kengpaija Kislimu Podwama? Tong Abong Sha Umnina? Wanga Kumbis Keng Balemuraya? Johnny Yon Tunjiji Idadwana? Runda di Hotonga Kun Hunkabi? Wana Kunbe? Hakupa Chekopa? Runda di Hotonga Kun Hunkabi? Wana Kunbez Ching.
Hey, what are you doing?
Jedabadawana Nidibobo. Dong Nabungsha Nununya. Takum Justach Miki Grabelmogo. Kachichu Ita Bodunga. Tolbabank Wale Oganda Naru Chuchut.
Now, as I said, that's your logical conclusion. However, there's one thing. The first line we uncovered was him claiming that was Ricard claiming that he couldn't see what he was aiming at clearly because of sun glare that wasn't there. Now, question. If there's no sun glare, could he have seen what he was aiming at clearly enough to see it was not an Irizaz, i.e. the Dantooine herbivore he was hunting, but was in fact a person? Well, yes, the answer is yes here, because of course, without the sun glare, he should have been able to clearly see the difference between an Irizaz and a human standing there. What he might not have seen is the body on the floor, or who the human was, which means the answer number here is 3.
Runda di Hotonga Kun Hunkabi. Wana Kunbez Ching Palamule Tunking Ba Nunotek. Tuk Tong Abong Sha Takum Justach Miki Grabelmogo. Kachichu Ita Bodunga. Tolbabank Wale Oganda Naru Chuchut. Mogesha Ponka Bolawana Chikne. Kachikun Ita Hodonga. Yiking Runda di Hodonga Kun Hunkabi. Wana Kunbez Ching Palamu. Tong Haitwam Jiji Jum Lumpa. Nita Poe Tikito. Dolpa da Bonkwalea Gondona Chuchut. Kachi.
Damn you. Damn both of you.
Takum Justach Miki Grabelmogo. Kachichu Ita Bodunga. Tolbabank Wale Oganda Naru Chuchut. Mogesha Ponka. Kachikun Ita Hodonga. Yiking Kuno Pamulera. Tong Haitwam Jiji Jum Lumpa. Nita Poe Tikito. Dolpa da Achuta. Wonga Kunbis Dolpi Kikoya.
Well, the lawyers are going to have fun with that one. Get his awareness up a bit. Warranty mission has nothing to say there. Carve I know has a voice line. I've never done it with Bastila because of obviously where it is in the thing. Mission obviously don't have one. Candice obviously makes that comment about the weapons, which again, Mandalorian, not really that surprising. Yeah, so that's that for you. We have some more Mandalorians and Duros over here.
You've been holding out on us again. Since you haven't given us enough money, I guess we're gonna have to take it out of you piece by piece.
No, please! Take my wife and children instead. Anything!
Wife and children. Sounds like a good idea.
Yep, and see, that didn't work even means that was bastard.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
That'll show you. That'll show you. There we go. I think that's the other half of the one we saw earlier. No, not the other. That's... Yeah, so the group I didn't engage earlier, that's part of that. And then you've got this settlement over here. This little house, well, not so much little house, but you get the idea. I think it's perfectly safe now to double back down to the Grove. Got another level in. Should actually be able to do that fight now.
You'll pay!
Here! Here!
Why aren't you shooting?
What?
Sure. The AI in this can be so bloody dense sometimes.
You're dead.
Yeah, let's go over that one. So, quick save again. And now I'm going to game this a bit. Put that shield on before I go in. Take the adrenaline before I go in as well. Now they're on timers and those timers do tick through your cutscenes. But they're sufficiently long that I can get them on beforehand so I don't have to use actions in combat to deal with this.
You are strong. Stronger than me, even in my darkness.
I am Juhani, and this is my grove. This is the place of my dark power. This is the place you have invaded. When I embraced the dark side, this is where I sought my solace. It is mine. When I slew my master, Quatra, I knew I could never go back. And now I revel in my dark power. Power enough to crush the life from someone such as you. Or so I had thought. Yes, I struck her down in the middle of training, consumed by my anger, embracing the power of hate. But it was not enough. What is it you want? Why do you bother me? I have fallen, and dark power courses through my veins. I can never go back to the council, so here I shall stay. Talk. You who have beaten me so easily. Lies.
Probably should dump some more points into the persuade skill earlier. Let's go find the Mandalorians further south again. Deal with them, get some more XP. No, I missed some loot apparently. No, I didn't. Just not tags empty, of course.
Yeah?
Okay, let's try this again.
No one's gonna see this mission.
Did we seriously aggro that calf hound? No.
Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt. Someone's gonna get hurt.
Sure.
This is what I live
Two of the same one. I'm just trying to remember where the head leader of these Mandalorians is. That'd bug me, I can't remember where that is. That's a dead end. Okay, plan B. Let's go back. So, I think I'm pushing the time limit here, and a lot of that is running around, so we're going to head back, we're going to get some stuff sold off, med packs stocked up. So yeah, so get some more med packs. Anything I want from here? Not really. Don't need that, don't need that. I'm going to hold on to that just for... don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need those. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's all that done. Yeah, so I think we're going to pause it here for this session. A lot of running around clearing out of Dantooine, and then next session we will go straight back to deal with Juhani. Yeah, until next time.